Horace Cooper is the co-chairman of Project 21, author of the upcoming book, How Trump is Making Black America Great Again. He joins us tonight. So, Horace, just as someone who lives in this country and has for 50 years, I'm very struck by the lack of conversation about the basic problems, the ones that every American cares about: bad schools, no jobs, too much debt, graffiti everywhere. Like, why does no one ever try to solve those problems?
I've said this many times, and it's pretty obvious. We need victims. There's a class of Americans whose entire livelihood is based on the existence of victims. If people got a good education, if people had great jobs, if people controlled their own lives, a whole large number of people couldn't get that new Volvo. They couldn't go off to Aspen for their ski trip. There is a strong sentiment among the so-called problem-solving class to keep things as they are. We've spent $22 trillion, and all we've done is enriched the problem-solving class, and we've not done the basic kinds of things that would be good for Americans, black, white, or brown.
I just wonder where the people of goodwill are. And I know that there are a lot of them, and a lot of them don't vote as I do. They're liberal, but they're decent people. I drove down my own street in Washington, D.C. last week and saw a Black Lives Matter poster right over a Range Rover. And I thought about knocking, I know the people, I thought about knocking on the door and saying, maybe, I get it, you're mad at the police, fine, you like Black Lives Matter, fine, but maybe we could do something to make the neighborhoods you're supposedly concerned about better, but that doesn't seem to occur to anybody, does it?
How about tutoring? How about encouraging math? I mean, it is ironic to me that Washington, D.C., with one of the poorest populations that happens to be black, was rushing to legalize marijuana. Marijuana, regardless of what you think about it, isn't the answer to the problems that poor people face. Why aren't we encouraging people to strive, achieve, make improvements? There was a time from the 1920s up to the 1950s when black Americans were actually more literate, more likely to graduate from high school, more likely to have stable families than the population as a whole. We pretend like what we see today is the way that it's always been. It's just the way that it's been since the problem solvers have been in charge.
Right. This suggests a deep kind of decadence. I mean, the people who are pushing this crap have given up. They don't think the problem is solvable. They feel guilty about it. And so supporting Black Lives Matter makes them feel less guilty. Who can lead an effort to make actual improvements that help actual people?
Well, the problem actually rests on this premise. Too many of us think that there's nothing that we can do. But there is something. I was 3 years old and my grandmother said, "You're ready to start reading." My parents wanted to make sure that I understood whatever happened to me was my fault. You know what? In this world, I've discovered that not every single thing that happened to me is my fault, but because my parents instilled this idea, I accomplished so much more. We had a president, a black man, a man who came from circumstances of struggle, rose up and got to be president. He is an example of what's possible in America. And instead of telling people that, he said, America, it's a place where you don't have a chance. He said, you can try all you want, but it's not going to work out for you. And that has taken hope away.
That is about the best summation I've heard. Horace, thanks so much for coming on tonight. Great to see you.